Welcome to another episode of the Warrior Rulebook podcast. Today, I'm talking to the publisher of the Holy Times, and we're going to be exploring change because that is the theme of this second edition. And so, we're going to be talking a little bit about that and how that relates to the magazine. So, stay tuned for more. Okay. So we're going to introduce Ricky Johnson. And so basically, you may know him from the spam incident that Pastor was talking about, or you may have seen him documenting Minister Steve and him basically just going around in different countries. And you may also know him as the photographer. So we're going to add him to the stage now. Hi, Rick.
Greetings, Mo.
How are you?
I'm good, Mo. What about yourself?
I'm doing well. So this is going to be a little bit of a rapid fire session. So we're going to dive right into it. So my first question is basically looking back from the very first planning session of the creation of the magazine, and now we're coming up on releasing the second edition out into the world. So what stands out the most to you about the journey?
I think the staff. So, of course, with the newsletter and the magazine, you always have people come on, then you have people that kind of like fall off. I have been blessed. We have been blessed with some good, hardworking, dedicated people on the team, members on the team. All of my team members, I'm thankful and grateful for. And that is kind of like what made the change, if I can say, as far as our approach to the magazine. So the first edition that we came out with, it was just pretty much, we just did stories. But, us coming together, collaborating with one another, and we listening to one another, we decided to make it a theme, because making it a theme, it kind of like bring everything together. Not only the stories, but the testimonies, the articles, the all the way down to the recipes. It just made it cohesive, right? So that was basically what the team had suggested, and I thought it was a good idea, and it just made everything just come together. So we decided to have a theme of change. And as you know, change is something that's constant. The weather changes, we change, we grow. I mean, that could be good or bad, but it's constant change that's going on. So with this edition, that was our main focus. And different stories, different events, different experiences, but it all reverted back to change.
Yes, and it's just definitely so important to just see like where the church has come from as well as the members too. And something that really surprised me was seeing, different contributors that are actually on the team and their stories are reflected inside of this magazine. And something that captivated me like almost immediately was the photos, like just seeing how people have changed through time and how they look so different. Like I would be looking at them now and I'm like, I would never imagine that was part of their past life. And it's not judging them, but it's just like, wow, that was definitely a different life. And, as as a photographer, it's so important to document events. But like, how important would you say it was that the photos that are actually in this magazine, how did they contribute to the storytelling for all like the different stories in there?
Well, I just want to say something about like the statement that you made about the contributors. I was shocked myself because these are people that I talk to on a regular, and so when they submitted their stories, it was like, I'm like, for real, I'm like going back and looking at it myself, and because we never know what one another experienced or what we went through or anything like that. We just see one another as we are right here, right now, right? So to see some of the experiences that they had, and that was really something, and I was really taken by that. As far as the pictures, because I think that that's very important to have the aesthetics of it as well, because you can we can talk about something, right, and
Hmm.
you can visualize it in your mind. You can visualize it in your mind, but I think when you bring the pictures together, it just brings the story to life,
Hmm.
right? So we can talk about the convention, for an example. We can talk about the convention,
Hmm.
but if you wasn't there, then you would just look at it probably like from the aspect it was a bunch of people there and pastor was up on the stage. But
Hmm.
once you bring the pictures together, you get a chance to see the orchestra. You get a chance to see the people praying. You see the people getting into the service. You hear them, see them singing and dancing and interacting and rejoicing and enjoying one another. So that's just one of the pieces that just brings the story to life, is having the pictures to go along with it.
Yes. And can you highlight maybe just a story that people, readers, can look forward to reading inside the magazine? Something that really stuck out to you, maybe a favorite one that you have?
Well, I don't know if I want to say it's my favorite one, but most definitely um, the story about the ones that came from the gang related stories.
Hmm.
Um, One of the contributors, Sister Rochelle, and her story, in which you
Yes.
have to get the magazine to find out what her story is.
Yes.
You got to get the Holy Time magazine in order to find out her story, right?
Yes.
But it was a beautiful story, and I was shocked, like I said. And Brother Joseph, Brother Joseph is another story that's in there that reflects the time that he was in the military.
Hmm.
And again, if you want to know that, you got to get it, the Holy Times magazine.
Yes.
But yeah, so those stories, they're the ones that touch me the most, because it's just people that, first of all, I would have never known had that experience or went through those things, and just to hear and see the in depthness of it.
Hmm. So where do you think, not where do you think, but where can people purchase the magazine? Like, do they have to wait to come to an event, or is there a way like that they can order it online?
Well, you can go to the truthofgod.com. That's the church's main web page. Go to literature, go down to magazine, and it has the old edition of the magazine, which was our first edition, July of 2024, and it has the second edition, the most current, July 2025. And both of them are on there. The 24 might be a limited amount, because I'm pretty sure if we haven't already sold out, we only have a few more. But the 2025, you can always go there. At headquarters, we usually try and sell them at headquarters, but I've been gone. Um, I've been traveling a lot with Pastor, so I haven't really had the time. But at some point, we will be selling them at headquarters. And of course, the events that we have coming up, all the different locations, whether it's Atlanta, Alabama, and all of those locations, we always try to take some along with us. And most of the times, you will find us around the area wherever they sell in the scriptures, or in a hallway before you go into the meeting itself.
Okay. And there is another question I had. If you could just briefly explain what the difference is between the newsletter and the magazine, because we first learned about the newsletter and we saw
Right.
stories. So, like, is there any overlap, or are there kind of like different things, like unique
Well,
different?
I think when you look at the magazine, when you look at the newsletter, it's more like a snapshot,
Okay.
because the newsletter is only 8 pages, so
Hmm.
you can't really go into depthness like you can with the magazine. We have more room, more availability, more room for pictures, and they can go a little bit more in depth into the story, even with the word count and everything. With the newsletter, it's limited, because you try and get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you want to just have a variety, but it's only so much you can go into before you're moving into another section. So I think that's pretty much the difference between the two. And I think, again, with the magazine, we can do stories that involve like, not that we have had too many that have research involved in it,
Hmm.
but if we wanted to go in depth with it, you know, that would be the best source to go to is the magazine itself.
Okay. Yes, I would definitely encourage getting the magazine and the newsletter as I have read both.
Hmm.
So definitely do that. Does anybody that's in the live audience, do you have any questions for Brother Rick? Maybe about joining the newsletter team
Hmm.
or about change or anything you will want to know before you buy the magazine? Think now, forever hold your peace.
Oh, and also, if I didn't say it before, I really want to acknowledge the team because we don't do this by ourselves. It's a collaborative effort. We have many people on the team that contribute their ideas, um, and they help us. You know, they bring different ideas to the table. We challenge some of them. And it's about getting a different perspective, because one thing we want to make sure that we're doing is that we want to keep it fresh and we want to keep people coming back for it. So, you know, like I said, we have a talented group of people and dedicated. We even have some experienced writers and PR people and social media, and so we're blessed. We're blessed. So we're constantly growing, and we're looking forward to getting into different markets and different areas of social media and different categories of stories and things that we want to dive into.
Yes, I'm so excited to see where this is going. So, everyone, this is going to be part one. We're going to go live again, Lord willing.
Hmm.
So, if you have any questions in advance, you can send them to the Truth of God Times, or you can send them to me directly. You can comment on this video, and then we can do another live stream. But thank y'all for being here.
Thank
And
you.
Rick,
Thank you so much, Mo, and thank you to the public as well. And ask that you please continue to follow us. Our handle is the TOG Times, and we're on uh, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
I know that's right. You better promote those handles.
Yeah, we got to promote those handles, Mo.
Yes, and I will put them in the description. So, I got y'all.
All
All
right.
right. Bye.
Thank you.